Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're enjoying psychology so far. I have had a couple questions about the hypothetical snack bar assignment, so I just wanted to go through it with you really quick. Um, I I put on here to do like tortilla chips and sodas. Um, it's right around Valentine's Day. If you have a lot of different types of, sorry, if you have a lot of different types of Valentine's Day candy, or if soda is not your thing and you would rather do something like sweet tea, or whatever your taste tester's preference is, because you've got to find a test subject for this experiment. So, going on the idea of chocolate, I'm sorry, my kids screaming in the background. Hang on one second, sweetie. Um, Going on the idea of, gotta love working from home days, guys. Okay, so going on the idea of Valentine's Day chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna have my husband be my test subject. His favorite Valentine's Day candy is Whitman's chocolate. And so, what I would do is I would get Whitman's chocolate, I would get Dove chocolate, and I would get what's another one? Ghirardelli chocolate. Um, and I would say, okay, blindfold him, right? Give him 3 pieces of chocolate. I personally have to know which one is which. So I would give him the Whitman's first. I would give him the Dove chocolate next. And then thirdly, I would give him the Ghirardelli chocolate. Okay. And you have to make sure it's consistent. If it's supposed to be just a piece of chocolate, it's got to be just a piece of chocolate. If it's a caramel filled chocolate, you got to make sure they're all caramel filled. Okay. So they got to be the same consistency, I guess you would say, or the same ingredients. There we go. Same ingredients. So I would give him those and I would say, okay, now you tell me which one was your favorite, 1, 2, or 3. If he tells me that number 3 was his favorite, then guess what? His preference is not consistent when it's taste tested. So when he's blindfolded, his preference is not consistent because remember, number 3 was Ghirardelli chocolates, and that is clearly not a Whitman's chocolate. Okay. And then going on the idea of tea. Okay. All right. So say my stepmom loves McDonald's sweet tea. And I say, I don't think you really love McDonald's sweet tea. I think you just love it because it's $1. And so I take and I go out and I get some McDonald's sweet tea. I get Bojangles sweet tea, and I get Chick-fil-A sweet tea is pretty good. So let's say I get her Chick-fil-A sweet tea too. So we've got McDonald's, Bojangles, and Chick-fil-A. I blindfold her. I get her to drink from each cup, and then I ask her, which one is your favorite? And she tells me number 1 is my favorite. Well, guess what? That was the McDonald's sweet tea. Okay, maybe she really does love McDonald's sweet tea, and it's not just because it's $1. Okay, so her preferences do line up when it is taste tested. Okay, so that's what you're doing for this experiment. So you would have to state your hypothesis. Like for my husband's, I would say, if given 3 different types of chocolate, and then I name the 3 different types of chocolate, then my husband will not pick his preference of Whitman's. Okay, if that was my hypothesis, then I was correct. And then if I said, if my stepmom is given 3 different types of sweet teas, McDonald's will not be her favorite. She really just likes it because it's $1. Then my hypothesis would have been wrong, right? Because she really does like McDonald's sweet tea the best when she's blindfolded and taste tested. Oh, that's so cool, honey. All right, I'll be right back. So that's how you would conduct your experiment. Super easy. You would predict the results, baby. I'm working out. We'll do it in just a second, baby. You would predict the results, and then you would tell me whether your hypothesis in both experiments were approved or disproved. What elements have you learned this week that were touched on in the experiment? Do you go into this experiment with any preconceived notions? Did this experiment line up with the scientific method? And then what have you learned from conducting this experiment? Did you learn how to conduct an experiment? Did you learn that your family's preferences or your friends' preferences really are their preferences, and maybe you should stick to their preferences and not just get them the off-brand sometimes. And what have you learned by completing this? And it can even be something as simple as I've learned that I have an awesome relationship with my friends or my family because they're willing to do this study with me. Okay, I hope this was very helpful. I hope I did not bore you to death. Please forgive me for the interruptions, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys. It's super awkward when I'm trying to stop it. Sorry.